Hi, my name's Donnie.
And I'm Ryan.
I'm owner, founder, team, RIP Paranormal Investigations. I've been a paranormal investigator for going on 14 years. I started RIP October 31st, 2005. This October 31st will be 11 years for my RIP team. Ryan, why don't you say how long you've been investigating with me?
Well, with you, I've been doing it for about 4.5 years now. But I've been investigating for about 5.5 years on my own.
All right. So, paranormal to us just doesn't mean ghosts. Paranormal to us is actually anything paranormal that we search for, such as Bigfoot, aliens, UFOs, and ghosts. We are going out to do some actual investigations for our TV show to let you guys decide if paranormal's real or not. What do you want to add?
Basically, the whole reason we're doing this as a TV show is to put it out there. I mean, you've all seen Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters, Paranormal State, Dead Files. I mean, there's 1,000 ghost shows out there. Now, what really kind of sets us apart is we aren't Hollywood. We're not big time. We're just, small time guys that are out to prove that, there is something else out there. And basically what we're wanting to do is present it in a light where ultimately you're the judge. Do you believe? Do you not? I mean, that's what we want to do. And so that's why we're going to be putting this on film for you guys. And hopefully you enjoy it. I know this is something that we both have a passion for. Like Donnie said, he's been doing it for 14 years, team of 11 years. I've been doing it for almost 5. So that's, really what kind of put us here. Now, Donnie, what really kind of got you into the whole kind of, paranormal?
I got into paranormal. I'm not going to give the name of the fire department here and where it's located, but I was actually at a house fire, and we were down in the basement, and we lost all air, all water. But when we turned around, we seen a little girl standing where the staircase was, pointing upwards. And when we got back there, she was gone. Me and my partner actually came out of the house fire, and we started scratching our heads like, what did we see? Was it a ghost? What was it? After the house fire was actually put out, we actually went down into the basement and found the little girl that we seen. She actually helped us get out of that house. What got you into the paranormal, Ryan?
Well, honestly, I lost my grandmother back in 1993, and, it was really kind of a tragic thing, unexpected, but years later, I was actually in middle school, and I got into a fight with a kid, and he busted my head open against a brick wall, and I actually passed out, blacked out, and I actually saw the, tunnel. I saw the white light, and I saw my grandma. She took her hand, put it onto my chest, pushed me back, and said, "Not yet, Ryan." And it just boggled my mind. I never really believed before then, and now I've just had other instances where, I've kind of smelt her perfume. It was a very unique one. They don't actually sell it anymore. I've had other experiences, so I just want to, for my own curiosity, is there really an afterlife out there? Is it something I just made up myself? So that's kind of what got me into it, is just to, see if there really is something out there.
So a little bit more about me. I actually took a class on demonology. I'm actually a registered demonologist now. I am actually a pastor too. And for me, I want to know, is this stuff for real? I believe it is. I've seen it, I got photos of it, and I'm really anxious to share it with you guys to let you decide if it's real or not. And like our favorite spots to go hang out, which you guys can tell right now, we're actually at a cemetery. So we ain't gonna give the name of the cemetery we're at, but it's somewhere in Marion County. But you'll find us hanging out at cemeteries. We have worked with different historical societies, We worked with Oregon State and Park, doing a couple investigations for them. We've been inside doctors' homes, lawyers' homes, police officers' homes, doing investigations for them. So we're not like, we're here for the learning, but we're also here to help people that don't understand what might be going on in their homes. So they give us a call and we actually go do an investigation. We meet with them, they tell us the happenings, and we find out from ourselves. Is it real? Or is it just in people's heads, you know, that they're making this stuff, thinking this stuff's not real, but when it's actually happening, it is.
So when we go into a house and when we get a call from, you know, one of our potential clients, Donnie here being the owner and the founder of the team, he's the one that sits there and basically does the pre-investigation interview, finds out what happened at the house, what the owner's been or the client's been experiencing. Is there anybody else that they know that's been there, that's had any experiences, talks to them, you know, does the pre-screen interview just to make sure that, you know, it's something that's worth our time to go on and something that, you know, we can actually help someone with. Now, when Donnie gets this information, what we do is we go in with a fresh mind. We don't go in just flat out assuming that the house is haunted. What we do is we go in to help, you know, prove and ultimately catch some sort of evidence, whether it be on recorder, whether it be on film, or whether it be on a photo of something happening. That way we can, you know, show the client, or if nothing happens, I mean, there's been times, I mean, how many times have we gone somewhere and we haven't caught a single thing?
Several times.
I mean, offhand, I can even think of some places that we've been to that have been on TV shows, on ghost adventures that we've gone to and haven't caught a single thing after a whole night investigating. So we don't fake evidence. We don't just sit there and make something happen if nothing happens. That's one of the things that I truly like about this team that I'm on here, is that's not what we're about, like some of these others. So Donnie, do we just stick to Oregon? I mean, or what do we do?
Actually, RIP, we travel. We've been to California, we do Oregon, we've been to Idaho, we've been to Nevada, and we got future TV shows coming up where we're gonna go do some Bigfoot hunts down in Willow Creek, California, where actual Bigfoot photos supposedly been taken. So we'll be down there to investigate for Bigfoot. We are going back to Idaho. We're gonna go do the old Idaho State Pen to get in there and actually do an overnight investigation for a TV show, so you guys can actually see what it's like in there at night. The feelings that we have, you guys actually see the, what do you call it, the emotions.
You see everything in the raw. You'll
Yeah.
see what we see through our eyes, through our lens, feel what we feel, and, you know.
And hopefully you guys can catch and hear what we hear being locked down in these places and stuff. But yeah, we got a lot of exciting places we're going to be going to. We're going to Sumter. We're going to try to get some special guests. We ain't going to say any names yet, but we're going to have a couple special guests join us down in Sumter for a lockdown over to investigate a couple places been on ghost mines. So be looking for that stuff. It's going to be really fun. I mean, even if we don't catch nothing, it's still fun for us because we're out doing it. We're out experiencing these places and the happenings. We'll be given the history of the places that we investigate. There will be some places that we won't give exact locations that we're at for the owner's sake, because we don't want trespassers out there, which nowadays you got a bunch of people that's in the paranormal, but the paranormal teams want to do trespassing. It's like, why risk everything that you worked up to and give paranormal investigators a bad name because you want to go break into some place? All the places we go to, we get permission. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of exciting things coming up for this TV show.
And also, guys, another thing, if you guys happen to have a location that you think is haunted, whether it be a house, a business, or anything like that you would like us to come and, investigate, or have, us come out, you can always get a hold of us. I mean, that's what we're here for. Again, we're here to help you guys too. So later on, we'll give out our contact information for you guys. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just, show you a little bit of the equipment that we use. That way you guys, can take a little peek and see what you'll be able to see on some of these other episodes and what we get to use. All right, so like I said, guys, we're going to go ahead and show you some of the equipment that we use. Now, keep in mind, this isn't all of what we use. This is just a majority of what we use. Some of it we couldn't bring out. But at this time, we're going to go ahead and just kind of give you a brief little explanation of what each one does and what we use it for. So go ahead and pick one up. So this guy right here is a night vision capable camera. Basically, it's a security camera. We have 4 of these in total that attach to a DVR system that comes with lots and lots and lots of cables. So what we do is we set them up, one in each room, wherever there's activity. So like there's a bedroom or an office or something like that, we'll set one up in the corner, making sure it captures the entire room. And it's got, as you can see, a ring kind of around here of the night vision IR lights that allow it to see in the night. You've probably seen them on some of those ghost shows where it's kind of that green screen. That's what it looks like. So it's really cool. We've actually caught some evidence with these. So really important tool that ghost hunters use. All right, what do we got next, buddy?
Next we got our EVP recorders.
All right, so this is just one of the many digital voice recorders we use. Now, EVP stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenon. Basically, that's where when you're recording and you happen to hear a voice or a noise that can't be explained. Like, for example, if Donnie and I were right here talking and all of a sudden you hear a female voice, as you can see, there's no females with us, so that'd be what we call an EVP. Very, very handy. These are, if nothing else, this is one of your most important tools as a ghost hunter or paranormal investigator in general.
All right, next we got our spirit box.
So this is also something that you guys might have seen before. It is, like Donnie said, a spirit box. What it does is it's a radio that picks up AM, FM frequencies, but it has a rapid, what we call sweep, where it just rapidly scans, and it does, 10 to 20 channels every second. So it's constantly just moving very fast, and you can actually have spirits come through it by using the energy of the actual white noise to come through. We've had it to where they've said full-on names, years, dates, cities. I mean, imagine listening to this and all of a sudden you hear a San Francisco, California. Now, as long as it took me to say that, this thing would have swept 40 or 50 radio stations, but it comes through nice and clear in one solid voice, so you know it's not a radio station that it's picking up. So it's really cool. Again, something that, is really handy at times. What do we got next, buddy?
Next we got Ryan's favorite tools.
Flashlight.
The flashlight.
Yes, I'm known to have several flashlights. Really kind of self-explanatory. When you're in the dark, all of a sudden you hear something, pop on your flashlight, lets you see in the dark. Handy tool, especially if you're someone named me.
Then we got these flashlights with different color lenses. We got red, green, and then we got like a violet blue. So we can actually change the color of the room when we're looking for something.
So this guy, now, it looks just like a normal, regular little handheld camcorder, but this has actually been converted to where it's a full spectrum camera. And what a full spectrum camera does is it picks up all the spectrums of light that the human eye cannot see that ghosts and spirits are said to resonate in. So really cool thing to have. We've caught plenty of stuff with this too. Really creepy when all of a sudden you kind of take a picture and there's someone or something there that isn't there. Really cool tool to have.
Alright, next we got our Ovilus 3.
So this is what they call the Ovilus, like Donnie said. Basically, it's just another kind of spirit box, and it also has a pre-programmed dictionary to where it'll randomly say words that the spirits are trying to say. Really cool device. You can actually see these lights here. It'll light up whenever something happens. These lights right here are what they call a thermal flashlight. If you actually turn it on and shine it on something, it'll actually change color to indicate hot or cold. It's really useful for when you're in a small location and you're wanting to find hot spots or cold spots that ghosts and spirits are said to throw off. Really cool device.
Next we have our laser grid pens.
So it's just basic laser pen, but this one also actually can twist, and it does a grid pattern to where it throws off hundreds of little dots that we use to throw up against a wall, and hopefully with like a shadow or something, or a figure, you know, we've used it out Bigfoot hunting before too, and it'll block out those lights. So if all of a sudden you're looking at it and all of a sudden you see dots starting to be dotted out, it's another possibility indicator that something's there.
All right, Ryan's favorite tool.
So this is my personal favorite tool. I like to use it a lot, always in my hand. It's called a millimeter. What it is this guy right here checks the temperature. So if I were to turn it on, it would actually tell me what the temperature is. And right here, it's also an EMF meter, which stands for electromagnetic frequency. Now, ghosts are said to give off an electrical charge, or, you know, electromagnetic frequency, for lack of a better word. And this will pick it up. It'll have numbers right here on the screen. It'll say 0.0. And if an entity or a spirit or something tries to come through, it can actually make the numbers jump up. So really, really handy tool. Donnie actually has a little different one of these that we'll show you here in just a second that he uses all the time too. Really, really cool device. Another one that I would say is part of your basic ghost hunting toolkit.
So here's mine that I use.
This is one Donnie uses. You see this one a lot on like ghost hunters and ghost adventures. It's just your basic standard electromagnetic frequency meter. Doesn't do the temperature like mine, just does the readout of the numbers. Again, really, really cool device to have.
And then we also use the K2.
Same kind of thing, except this one, rather than giving you numbers, gives off lights. You can see you've got green, yellow, orange, and red. As it gets stronger, the signal, it'll shoot up, and we could actually use these. The other thing I didn't mention is we can use this and the mel meter and the EMF meter if we're trying to ask questions. We could set it down or hold it in our hand and say like something along the lines of, if there's a spirit here, can you turn the light red? Can you jump the numbers up to a 0.5 or some sort of high number? That way we know it's not just a regular flux of, you know, something that just occurs naturally, because the Earth naturally has electromagnetic frequencies. So gotten lots and lots of really accurate responses with these that we just can't explain. So another really cool device, like I said, just standard part of ghost hunting.
And we got the actual temperature gun.
So yep, temperature gun, standard use. You just basically point at what you want to find out the temperature, pull the trigger, and it'll tell you right there on the screen what the temperature is. Another really handy one. Use it quite frequently when there's reports of cold spots, hot spots, and so on.
Another little fun device that we play with is the REM pod.
Yeah, this is a REM pod. This is really cool. It's got an antenna that creates its own electromagnetic field, and then it's got 4 lights right here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and each light gives off a different tone and a different color. Matter of fact, try to even turn it on here. Yeah, I could turn it on, and you could see as you get closer, it gives off different tones. And if it was dark, you could actually see the different lights. So it's a really cool device, really useful in a dark room or dark area where people report seeing shadows move or spirits move. Again, really cool device. I like it personally. What else we got, buddy?
Next we got another kind of device that we use. It's nothing more than a doorbell that we use as a trigger object.
So we use this one when we're trying to communicate with spirits. Allows them to basically push a button and the chime will go off. It's said that spirits can actually touch things, push things, move things. So we use this, like Donnie said, as a trigger object. Ask them yes or no questions. If, you know, they can press the button for a yes. So really cool. It's actually worked quite a few times. Donnie really likes to use this guy. So really handy. You can even pick these up at Harbor Freight or any store for under 10 bucks, 20 bucks. Really cool device to use if you're ever bored.
Our next piece of equipment that we use is actually a motion sensor.
So again, just something basic that was meant for something else that we kind of took and adapted for our own uses. Basically, you set the one end, set the other end, and if something walks in between it, it breaks that beam and makes a noise and dings. We use this a lot in hallways, stairways, things like that, where again, people report signs of spirits moving, shadows moving, things like that. Really cool. It's really fun when you're out in the middle of nowhere, nothing's around, and all of a sudden this goes off. It's happened to me a couple times, and I'm not gonna lie, kind of creeped me out a little bit, but hey, it's all part of the experience.
And our next piece of equipment that we use is an actual trail cam for Bigfoot hunting and ghost hunting.
Yeah, so this is just your standard trail cam. As you can see here, it's got its little deal. Again, it's got a really nice night vision camera here. It's got the IR lights, just like the security camera. Basically, we just tie it to a tree or hide it somewhere out in the forest and try to pick up, Bigfoot when we're out doing Bigfoot hunts. So, really cool device. You can pick these up for about $100 at any kind of, sports store or anything like that. So, just if you're into Bigfoot, it's something cool to have because you can actually set it, leave it out overnight, leave it out for a weekend, whatever have you, and come back later and pick up the pictures because it all records to a SD card. So it's not even something you have to be on location to use. Really cool.
So this next piece of equipment that we use,
I'll let you explain that.
is supposed to be a no-no, but we have had requests since I am into demonology stuff. People actually ask us, their kids might be playing a Ouija board. Well, there's a certain way to open it, a certain way to close it. If they don't close it right, something could be trapped inside their home. So we actually have our Ouija board, and we used it several times in homes that the homeowner requested us to come in and use it because they caught their kid playing with it. Now, would we recommend you use this? No, we wouldn't. If you don't know what you're doing with it, you shouldn't be touching it. But being a demonologist, it's ways that I communicate with demons. If they think that it's demon possessed inside their house, they give me permission to use it. But we don't use the, what's the triangle thing called?
The planchette.
The planchette. We actually use our ghost hunting equipment on it. We'll set up like our K2 on the board. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but we'll set the K2 on it. We'll set the REM pod on a no. We'll put the K2 on a yes. We'll put the Ovulus laying across the numbers and alphabets. And for some reason something gets wrong, right where we have to hurry and close the board to close it out, we'll put the spirit box actually on the goodbye with the external speaker. So whenever we say goodbye, we hear, if it's there inside the board, it tells us goodbye. And we know our board's closed. It's, like I said once again, it's something that shouldn't be played with, but we came across several homes where the homeowner asked us if we had the Ouija board because they caught their kids playing with it. So for us to come in with the Ouija board, we can actually open up my board and try to communicate with what they brought to their board, which the parents either A, threw it away, B, they burnt it, C, you got to close it right. Just because you burned it, the board's not closed. Whatever came through your board is actually still going to be there. So we come in and we try to communicate with that spirit, and we try to get the spirit to our board where we can actually close it right and get the spirit out of the home that way. But once again, Ouija boards are definitely a no. Don't be just playing it as a game, which they call it. It's just a board game. It's not. It's actually a porthole.
Alright guys, well, like I said, that's just, a brief overview of some of the equipment used. Again, we have other things, like sometimes we have other friends that like to use dowsing rods. We have other friends that like to use just other random pieces of equipment that they've found works better for them. We've had people use like electromagnetic pumps, where it generates an electromagnetic field to try to help communicate with spirits. We have friends that use night vision goggles to go out when we're Bigfoot hunting. We have just all kinds of other equipment that we use. So guys, I just want to, say thanks for... Oh, Donnie found something else.
So Ryan was talking about the EM pump. We actually have one. If you want to explain it, these are ones that we built.
Yeah, these are ones that Donnie actually built. So I just helped watch them basically. And what you do is it just has a battery and some magnets inside and a little motor, and the motor spins the magnets around, creates an electromagnetic frequency that, like I said, that ghosts or spirits, if they are present, can try to use that electromagnetic energy to draw on and, to help try to manifest or do something.
And we forgot to bring out another piece of equipment that we use, because there is times that is kind of a no-no that you're supposed to not be investigating by yourself. But as for me, for doing it for almost 14 years, I love to investigate by myself in different spots. But a way that we can keep in communication is we use two-way radios. So Ryan carries one, my other investigators carry one, and for me, I just take off and go investigate by myself. And if I run into trouble or anything, all I gotta do is radio Ryan, say, hey, you need to go over here ASAP. I seen something, I heard something, or something touched me, something hit me. I need you here now. And then we're still in communication even though I'm out by myself doing what I'm doing.
And also another time these come in handy is when we're out doing Bigfoot hunts, because we'll break off into smaller teams and cover more area. And since we're out in the middle of nowhere, we can't use cell phones, we use these guys. So they do come in really handy.
And these ones run you like, I think I paid $200 for these. But they're 10-mile ranges, so I could be out 10 miles from Ryan, and we still got the communication out in the forest when we're hunting Bigfoot. So it's like, whenever we're out there, we actually use that, the stepper thing that tells us how many steps we went or how far we went.
Pedometer is what he's talking about.
Yeah, so we know once we get up to our 10-mile marker, that's when we need to start turning around, because after 10 miles, we actually lose radio communication. So we're always out doing Bigfoot hunts. We're always safe. We always know when to stop, and if there's any kind of trouble, the other teams can run over to us or ride the quads or side-by-sides when we're out to get there faster to us. So we always stay in radio communication during our investigations.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're out doing Bigfoot hunting especially, ghost hunting not so much because usually you're in somewhat confined areas, but Bigfoot hunting especially, those are key because you've got to be able to communicate with each other, because again, you could have them a mile or two away from each other. Like Donnie says, we've even been 8 or 9 miles from each other using the quads and everything like that. So guys, I really just want to say I'm excited to show you, our investigations that we've got coming up. Again, like Donnie said, we've got some real treats lined up for you guys, places that people haven't been that are just really cool and what we think are really creepy locations. And like I said, guys, if you have any, place that you would like to see us investigate, or if you would like us to come to your house or to your business and do an investigation, maybe you think there's something there, we would love to do that, guys. We don't charge you. We don't, do anything like that. It's all free of charge. Team is a non-profit organization, and you can always give Donnie a call if you want to give him your phone number, if you feel comfortable.
Yeah. You can reach me at 503-508-1344. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, holidays, whatever. If you got a problem, we'll be there.
Yeah, we've gotten calls before, no joke, where we've had to drive, 3 or 4 hours away at like 1 o'clock in the morning to go help someone out because there was some kids involved, and we'll do it. That's just, like I said, we're here for you guys, and just as much as we're here for us. So guys, again, thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll have lots more exciting adventures, guys. Until next time.